Let's just bring you a bit of breaking news for Arsenal and their pursuit this summer. Internal discussions continue at the club over a number of potential targets. We understand Arsenal looks seriously in January, and Sky Germany are reporting that talks between Arsenal are underway.
Quick word about your former side, Arsenal. They're being linked to Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
Reports.
How much?
130 million. Now you put your head in your hands. What do you make of that? 130 million. How much did you cost Arsenal?
Well, I mean, this is a ridiculous amount of money, you know. I mean, since we get over, you know, the limit of 100 million, you know, I see every single day, you know, price tag on players at that. Wow, my God. So if you are willing to spend that kind of money on a single player that can make a difference, you know, it's been the case, you know, for Declan Rice, and he did well, you know, very well. But I wish him all the luck, because that kind of price tag, you know, is a huge pressure on your shoulder.
Too much for him?
It's too much for any player. I think,
well, it's not.
Okay, Mbappe, I get these type of players, but for Morgan Rogers, he's an unbelievable footballer. But I think for 130 million, that's if Arsenal were to spend the whole budget on that, I'd be like, I wouldn't be happy with that. I don't think Arsenal necessarily need to spend that money.
No, you're right.
They need a left-sided player, winger. This is not the priority.
No. Other reports suggested Arsenal could sign Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. Also expressed an interest in Alex Scott from Bournemouth. I'll ask you both, Emmanuel, if you could sign one player, if Arsenal could sign one player this summer, who would it be and why?
What? The name you just said?
Or someone I've not talked about, yeah.
I said it for the last for a year now. I repeated it again last week. Nico Williams. For me,
yeah, you like him.
I love him.
Okay. DB, are you excited when you hear Morgan Rogers?
Yeah, of course.
I am, but I'm with Manu. He likes Nico Williams. I like Bradley Barcola. I think someone in that that left side forward, start there, and then maybe. But I look at Eze and I look at Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers had a better season, but they're the same type of player.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to spend on a player that doesn't fix probably the only problem you've got, right? Yeah. Which is on the left-hand side. Alex Scott, you're a big fan of?
Yeah, top love.
What was the deal? Was it 60 million? They've poo-pooed it, Bournemouth.
It was about 85 million.
Yeah.
And
85 million? Really?
Yeah.
Based on what?
I know. 1 year.
Based on the fact that Morgan Rogers is 120, probably. Before I let you go,
I keep mentioning Morgan Rogers as the number 1, 2 and 3 target for Arsenal. They want to go for him. They made very good progress on player side, so Arsenal are working hard on a deal to sign Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa. They are in conversations, they are in negotiations, the deal is absolutely on, so Morgan Rogers to Arsenal is a really concrete story on player side. Then there is the club-to-club side, and obviously it's going to take some.
This transfer window, he's out there with England at the World Cup, of course, is Morgan Rogers. A bit of a development. I don't know what it means, if it means anything at all, Sam, that Aston Villa do not want to sell Morgan Rogers.
Shocking.
Shock.
Yeah.
We're not welcoming any bids for Morgan Rogers. Shock. Has it changed your mind about what his future's going to be?
No.
No.
I don't think that changes anything. We touched on it multiple times here. Like, why do you set a price of £75 million for Malo Gusto? Well, you want to get the best price available, right? And so Villa would never come out and say that, he's for sale, for sure, definitely. Why don't you just bid and see what happens? They're going to say no. Just like they should. This is exactly what you should do. You say absolutely not. He's not going anywhere. And then, in the background, things will start happening and people will start scoping out prices. Intermediaries will go to work, and Rodgers, his own will in this will be considered. If I had to pick, I would still expect Morgan Rogers to go this summer.
Yeah, I'm told there's no release clause in his contract that he signed very recently, Jack. How much is he worth then? In the current market, I think there's a few things to consider here, isn't there? Because if you look at someone just as a player, you've got to also take into account how much he's worth to that club as well.
Yeah.
So and compare him to other players in his position and how much they would have gone for. So Morgan Rogers, are we looking £100 million plus?
I think if you sat in the Aston Villa boardroom, you're definitely looking at £100 million plus. If you sat at the Emirates, you sort of look at, and I know going back to David Moyes, this is something he always thought, that Declan Rice should have gone for at least another £50 million. But if you sat there having paid 105 for Declan Rice, you probably don't think Morgan Rogers is quite at that level. But if Elliot Anderson's worth 120, which I don't think any of us think he probably is, but that's what the market seems to think. If Fernandes is worth 80, 85, Villa will look round and say, look, won a European trophy, very proven in the Premier League, it's minimum 100 million.
See, in my head, I'm thinking 85, 90 in my head, and I'm thinking Villa are never going to accept that.
No.
You have to also consider that they're going to lose a chunk of this fee to Middlesbrough for the sell-on. It's reportedly 20%. So your 100 immediately becomes 80. So it's going to have to be 120 to get 100. Well, no, not quite, but you know what I mean. Like, if you want 100 million, it's got to go above. And Villa's financial settlement with UEFA will mean that they do really have to look after those numbers. They can't just go in there and be like, well, hopefully we get around this. They will be very, very specific and very precise on the amount of money they need to make from Morgan Rogers to set them in good stead for the next couple of years with UEFA. And so I would be shocked if Morgan Rogers goes for 80 million or less, because Villa won't get enough out of that deal. He needs to go for 100 or more for it to be remote.
Have you been feeling sort of angry inside?
Yeah, I'm not one that's too fixated on goals and assists. Of course I want them. I go into the game trying to do it, but trying to affect the game. If we win the game and I don't score an assist, I'm not going to beat myself up about it. As long as we win, that's the most important thing. Always has been and always will be. Of course I want to get goals and assists because that helps us win games, and ultimately if we do winning games, I'm happy. But yeah, I think the way I started the season, I think performances won't go in, then it just brings that up inside you. And the way I am, I'm so driven and so focused and want to do well. I always want to perform for the team and do well. And yeah, I think that anger and the frustrations come out in the last few weeks of I'm playing well now, and it's about now capitalising on playing well and really taking advantage of it and really helping the team as much as I can. And I think I can be doing more, and I think I should be doing more. So when there's games like Leeds, for example, I'm happy and I'm excited, but I'm like, this should be a more constant thing and I can really help the team more often. So it's just about striving and keep trying to do better and get better.